The uncomfortable truth. Listen to me carefully. If you are easily hurt, if you are constantly offended, if disappointment follows you like a shadow, then life has already defeated you. I am Arthur Schopenhauer, and I have spent my existence studying one truth that most men refuse to accept, that suffering does not come from the world itself, it comes from your expectations of it. You see, you walk through life believing that happiness is just around the corner, that if you work hard enough, love deeply enough, sacrifice enough, the universe will reward you. It won't, and the sooner you accept this, the sooner you become untouchable. This is not self-help. I am not here to make you feel better. I am here to make you see clearly. I am here to strip away the illusions that keep you weak, reactive and controlled by circumstances beyond your power. Perhaps you've felt it already, that gnawing sense that no matter what you achieve, no matter who you become, something inside you remains fragile, vulnerable. One insult, one rejection, one betrayal, and you crumble. This is because you are still attached to desire, attached to expectation, attached to the illusion that other people owe you something. Respect, love, loyalty, fairness, they don't. And once you understand this, truly understand it, you will become something rare in this world, a man who cannot be provoked, manipulated, or broken. Mental untouchability is not built through power or control over others. It is built through ruthless detachment from the very things that make you human: desire, hope, and emotional dependency. Today I will share with you 7 psychological truths, 7 lessons from my philosophy that will fundamentally alter how you experience life. These are not comforting ideas. They are not meant to inspire you in the way you've been conditioned to expect, but they will set you free. By the end of this, you will stop reacting and start observing. You will become unreachable. Let us begin. Detach from hope. It is the root of pain. The first truth is this: hope is not a virtue, it is a trap. I know what you've been taught. You've been told to never give up hope, that hope is what keeps you going, that without it, life loses meaning. But I ask you, how many times has hope betrayed you? You hoped she would stay. She didn't. You hoped your loyalty would be returned. It wasn't. You hoped that your hard work would be recognized, that your sacrifices would matter, that your love would be enough, and each time you were disappointed. Not because the world is cruel, though it often is, but because hope itself is a form of suffering. It is desire projected into the future, and desire, my friend, is the engine of all pain. You see, when you hope for something, you are emotionally invested in an outcome you cannot control. You have placed your inner peace in the hands of circumstances, other people, or the randomness of fate, and this makes you weak. Let me be clear, I am not telling you to become cynical or bitter. I am telling you to become realistic. The man who expects nothing cannot be emotionally blackmailed. He cannot be disappointed. He cannot be crushed when things fall apart, because he never believed they would last in the first place. This is not pessimism. This is liberation. Think about your last great disappointment. Perhaps it was a relationship that ended. Perhaps it was a career opportunity that slipped away. Perhaps it was a friend who betrayed you when you needed them most. Now ask yourself, why did it hurt so much? Because you hoped it would be different. You constructed a mental image of how things should be, and when reality refused to conform to that image, you suffered, not because of what happened, but because of the gap between expectation and reality. This is the fundamental problem of human existence. We are creatures of desire, and desire can never be satisfied. Once we achieve what we want, we immediately want something else, and in the brief moments when we have everything we desire, we feel empty, restless, anxious that it will be taken away. So we suffer when we don't have what we want. We suffer when we get what we want, and we suffer in the anticipation of losing what we have. The only escape from this cycle is detachment, not cold indifference, not emotional numbness, but conscious, deliberate detachment from outcomes. When you stop hoping, you stop suffering. When you stop expecting people to be loyal, honest, or fair, you are no longer shocked when they betray you. When you stop believing that life owes you happiness, you are no longer devastated when it delivers pain. This is mental untouchability. You participate in life. Yes, you work, you love, you engage, but you do so with the understanding that all things are temporary, all people are flawed, and all outcomes are beyond your ultimate control. And in this understanding, you find a strange peace, a peace that cannot be disturbed by disappointment, because you expected nothing in the first place. Detach from hope. Accept reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. This is the first step toward becoming psychologically untouchable. Understand people, then lower them. The second truth is even harder to accept. Most people are exactly as selfish, shallow, and self-interested as they appear to be, and your pain comes from expecting otherwise. You have been betrayed, haven't you? Perhaps by someone you trusted, perhaps by someone you loved, and when it happened, you asked yourself, how could they do this to me? The answer is simple, because they are human, and humans at their core are driven by ego, desire, and self-preservation. Not always, not in every moment, but often enough that you should never be surprised when someone prioritizes themselves over you. This is not bitterness, this is clarity. You see, most people do not possess the depth, the integrity, or the self-awareness you attribute to them. You project your own values onto others and then feel shocked when they fail to live up to standards they never agreed to. Let me tell you something about human nature that most people refuse to acknowledge. The majority of individuals are governed by their immediate needs, their fleeting desires, and their fragile egos. They are not thinking about you. They are not considering your feelings. They are simply doing what serves them in the moment. And once you understand this, truly understand it, you become immune to betrayal, because you expected it all along. This does not mean you become paranoid or distrustful. It means you become realistic. You observe people's actions, not their words. You watch how they behave when there is nothing to gain from you. You notice patterns, and you adjust your expectations accordingly. I have spent my life studying human behavior, and I can tell you this: people are remarkably predictable once you remove your illusions about them. The person who gossips about others will eventually gossip about you. The person who breaks promises to everyone else will eventually break their promises to you. The person who is disloyal in one relationship will be disloyal in the next, not because they are evil, but because they lack the strength of character to be otherwise. So what do you do with this knowledge? You lower them. Not in a vindictive sense, not with resentment or anger, but psychologically, you lower your estimation of them. You stop expecting greatness from ordinary people. You stop expecting loyalty from those who have never demonstrated it. You stop expecting depth from those who live on the surface, and in doing so, you protect yourself. When you lower your expectations of people, they can no longer disappoint you. When you see them clearly as the flawed, self-interested creatures they are, their betrayals become predictable, expected, almost boring. This is not cynicism, this is psychological armor. You can still care about people, you can still love them, help them, engage with them, but you do so with your eyes open. You do so knowing that at any moment, they may choose themselves over you, and you will not be destroyed when they do, because you saw it coming. Understand people, see them as they are, not as you wish they were, and then lower them, not to their detriment, but to your protection. This is the second lesson of mental untouchability. Silence is not weakness, it is withdrawal. The third truth: most arguments you engage in are beneath you. Most explanations you give are wasted. Most times you defend yourself, you weaken yourself. Silence is not weakness, it is withdrawal from a game you cannot win. You see, there is a peculiar form of violence in the modern world, the violence of words, of opinions, of demands for explanation and justification. Everyone wants to argue, everyone wants to debate, everyone wants you to explain yourself, defend yourself, justify your choices, and the moment you do, you've already lost. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that the more you explain yourself, the less people understand you? The more you defend your position, the more they attack it. The more you try to prove you're right, the more they are convinced you're wrong. This is because most people are not listening to understand. They are listening to respond. They are not seeking truth. They are seeking validation of their own beliefs. And you are wasting your energy trying to change their minds. Silence, my friend, is the ultimate form of power, not because it intimidates others, but because it conserves your energy for things that actually matter. When someone insults you and you say nothing, they are confused. When someone accuses you and you refuse to defend yourself, they lose their leverage. When someone demands an explanation and you simply walk away, they realize they have no power over you. This is especially important as you age. Perhaps you are in your 40s, your 50s, beyond. You have lived long enough to know that most conflicts are pointless, that most people arguing with you are not worth your time, that your dignity is not measured by how many arguments you win, but by how many you refuse to enter. You don't need approval anymore. You don't need to be understood. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. And when you truly internalize this, you become unreachable. I have spent my life watching men destroy themselves, trying to convince others of their worth, trying to make people see their value, trying to defend their character against baseless accusations, and all of it, every word, every argument, every desperate justification, only weakens them, because the moment you defend yourself, you acknowledge that their opinion matters. The moment you explain yourself, you give them power over your peace of mind. Stop doing this. When someone attacks you, observe their desperation. When someone insults you, notice their pain. When someone demands an explanation, recognize their need for control, and then say nothing. Not out of fear, not out of weakness, but out of understanding that their words cannot touch you unless you allow them to. Silence is not passive, it is active withdrawal from mental warfare. It is the refusal to engage in battles that serve no purpose except to drain your energy and disturb your peace. Let them talk, let them speculate, let them misunderstand you. It changes nothing. When you stop defending yourself, you become psychologically untouchable, because there is nothing to attack anymore. This is the third lesson. Accept loneliness. It is the price of clarity. The fourth truth is perhaps the darkest. The wiser you become, the lonelier you will be, and you must learn to accept this. Intelligence isolates. Clarity alienates. The more clearly you see reality, the fewer people will be able to walk beside you. This is not arrogance. This is simple observation. Most people live in a state of comfortable illusion. They believe what they need to believe to get through the day. They cling to hope, to optimism, to the belief that life is fundamentally fair and meaningful. But you have seen too much. You have lived long enough to know that life is not fair, that most people are not good, that hard work does not guarantee success, that love does not always last, that loyalty is rare, that meaning is something we create, not something we find. And once you see this clearly, you cannot unsee it. You cannot go back to casual conversations about nothing. You cannot pretend to care about trivial dramas. You cannot force yourself to smile at shallow optimism or nod along with comforting lies. And so, people drift away, not because you push them away, but because you have outgrown the illusions that connect most people. Perhaps you have noticed this in your own life. Old friends who no longer call, family members who don't understand you anymore, relationships that faded, not because of conflict, but because of distance, psychological distance. This is normal. This is the price of wisdom. The crowd comforts, but it also infects. The more time you spend with people who live on the surface, the more you are pulled back into illusion, into drama, into emotional chaos. Solitude, on the other hand, clarifies. In solitude, you are not performing for anyone. You are not managing anyone's expectations. You are not pretending to be something you're not. You are simply yourself, and there is a profound peace in that. I am not telling you to become a hermit. I am not suggesting you cut off all human connection. I am simply asking you to reframe loneliness. It is not a punishment. It is not evidence that something is wrong with you. It is elevation. The higher you climb intellectually and emotionally, the thinner the air becomes. Fewer people can breathe at that altitude, and that's okay. You see, most people fear loneliness because they equate it with rejection. They believe that being alone means they are unloved, unwanted, unworthy. But this is only true if you derive your value from other people's presence in your life. Once you derive your value from within, from your own clarity, your own strength, your own peace, loneliness transforms into solitude, and solitude becomes sacred. It becomes the space where you think clearly, where you recharge, where you remember who you are beneath the noise and demands of the world. Accept this. The wiser you become, the fewer companions you will have, and that is not a tragedy. It is simply the natural consequence of seeing reality as it is. The crowd will always be there, waiting to pull you back into illusion. But you have chosen clarity, and clarity is a lonely road, but it is the only road worth walking. This is the fourth lesson. Control emotion by understanding its meaninglessness. The fifth truth. Your emotions are not as important as you think they are. They are temporary storms in a mind that mistakes weather for reality. You feel anger, and you believe it means something. You feel sadness, and you believe it reflects truth. You feel fear, and you believe it is warning you of real danger. But most of the time, your emotions are simply lying to you. They are exaggerating minor inconveniences into catastrophes. They are transforming temporary setbacks into permanent failures. They are convincing you that what you feel in this moment is what you will feel forever. And none of it is true. Let me be clear. I am not telling you to suppress emotion. Suppression leads to explosion. What I am telling you is far more powerful. Recognize emotion for what it truly is, a biological reaction that will pass whether you indulge it or not. You are angry, so what? In an hour, you will not care. In a day, you will barely remember. In a week, the entire situation will seem trivial. But the damage you do while angry, that lasts. The words you speak in rage, they cannot be unspoken. The decisions you make while emotional, they echo for years. This is especially important for those of you who have lived long enough to regret impulsive reactions. Perhaps you destroyed a relationship in a moment of anger. Perhaps you walked away from an opportunity because you were hurt. Perhaps you said something you can never take back. And now, looking back, you realize the emotion passed, but the consequences remained. This is the tragedy of living reactively. Most men go through life controlled by their emotions, believing that what they feel is who they are. They identify with their anger, their pain, their fear, and because they identify with it, they act on it, and they destroy themselves slowly, one emotional reaction at a time. But you can be different, not by fighting emotion, not by denying it, but by understanding it. When anger rises, observe it. Notice how it feels in your body. Notice the thoughts it generates. Notice how it demands immediate action. And then, wait for it to pass, because it will. All emotions are temporary. All emotions are exaggerations. All emotions are chemical reactions that your mind interprets as truth, but they are not truth. They are just weather. The man who can sit with his emotion without acting on it is psychologically untouchable, because he is no longer controlled by what he feels. He feels anger, but does not act in anger. He feels pain, but does not live in pain. He feels fear, but does not flee from what must be done. This is not suppression, this is mastery. And mastery comes from understanding that emotions are not you, they are something that happens to you, like clouds passing through the sky. You don't try to stop the clouds, you simply watch them pass. You don't conquer emotion, you outgrow it. You reach a point where you can feel intensely without reacting impulsively, where you can experience pain without being destroyed by it, where you can be angry without being consumed by rage, and in that space between feeling and reacting, you find freedom. This is the fifth lesson. Stop seeking happiness, seek neutrality. The sixth truth is the most paradoxical. Happiness is not the goal, neutrality is. I know this contradicts everything you've been told. You've spent your entire life chasing happiness, believing that if you just achieve the right things, find the right person, earn enough money, gain enough respect, you will finally be happy. But you won't, because happiness by its very nature is temporary relief from suffering. Think about it. When are you happy? When a desire is fulfilled, when a problem is solved, when a fear is relieved. But what happens after that? The happiness fades, and you begin searching for the next thing to make you happy. It's an endless cycle. You suffer from wanting something. You achieve it. You experience brief happiness. The happiness fades. You want something new. You suffer again. This is the human condition, and the only way to escape it is to stop chasing happiness altogether. I am not telling you to be miserable. I am telling you to aim for something more sustainable. Emotional neutrality. Neutrality is not depression. It is not apathy. It is not numbness. It is balance. It is the ability to experience life without being thrown around by it, to engage with the world without needing it to be a certain way, to live without being dependent on external circumstances for your internal peace. Most people are unstable because they are constantly oscillating between happiness and suffering. When things go well, they are euphoric. When things go poorly, they are devastated. But the wise man, the untouchable man, remains steady, not because nothing affects him, but because he has learned to find peace in the space between extremes. When you stop chasing happiness, something remarkable happens. You stop being afraid of suffering, because you understand that both are temporary, both are exaggerations, both are part of the same cycle. And once you accept this, you become psychologically invincible. You are not elated when things go well, so you are not crushed when they go poorly. You are not attached to pleasure, so you are not destroyed by pain. You simply exist, observing, participating, but never owned by circumstances. The calm man is feared, not because he is aggressive, but because he cannot be provoked. He has nothing you can take from him emotionally, no button you can press, no weakness you can exploit, because he is not seeking happiness anymore. He is simply at peace with what is. This is the sixth lesson. Stop seeking happiness, seek neutrality. and in neutrality, you will find a stability that happiness could never provide. Become an observer, not a participant. And now, the seventh and final truth, the one that brings everything together. You must learn to live in this world without being owned by it. You must become an observer, not just a participant. This is the culmination of everything I have taught you. This is mental untouchability in its purest form. Most people are completely absorbed in their lives. They are lost in drama, consumed by emotions, tangled in relationships, drowning in desires. They are participants, fully immersed, fully identified, fully controlled. But you can be different. Not by withdrawing from life, not by becoming cold or detached in a cruel way, but by developing a part of yourself that simply watches, a part that observes your own emotions without being swept away by them, a part that notices your own thoughts without believing all of them, a part that engages with people and circumstances without being defined by them. This is what I mean by inner distance. You are in the world, but not of it. You play the game, but you are not enslaved by its rules. You experience life fully, the pain, the joy, the struggle, the peace, but you do so with a part of yourself that remains untouched. When someone insults you, there is a part of you that watches the insult land, that observes your initial reaction, that notices the urge to defend, to attack, to justify, and that part does not act. It simply observes, and in that observation, the insult loses its power. When something goes wrong, when you lose something, when you are betrayed, when life disappoints you, there is a part of you that watches your suffering, that understands it is natural, that knows it will pass, and in that understanding the suffering becomes bearable, almost interesting, because you are not completely identified with it anymore. This is the ultimate form of psychological strength, the ability to be fully engaged in life while simultaneously maintaining inner distance from it. People attack reactions, not silence. People manipulate needs, not indifference. People control those who are attached, not those who observe. When nothing touches you, nothing controls you. Not because you are cold, not because you are heartless, but because you have cultivated a part of yourself that cannot be reached by external circumstances. A part that watches, that understands, that remains calm in the storm. This is what it means to be psychologically untouchable. So let me ask you now, are you ready for this? Are you ready to let go of hope? Are you ready to see people as they truly are? Are you ready to stop defending yourself? Are you ready to accept loneliness? Are you ready to master your emotions? Are you ready to give up the chase for happiness? Are you ready to become an observer of your own life? If this disturbs you, it means you're still attached. And that's okay. Most people never let go. They live their entire lives controlled by desire, expectation, and emotional dependency. But you have heard something different today. You have heard the truth. Not comfortable, not popular, not easy, but true. And truth once seen cannot be unseen. I am not here to help you escape life. I am here to help you understand it, to see it clearly, to live it fully, but without being destroyed by it. This is the path of the untouchable mind, not power over others, but mastery over yourself. If you want more of this, if you want to continue seeing clearly rather than comfortably, then stay with me. Subscribe not for motivation, not for positivity, but for clarity. Because in a world full of illusions, clarity is the rarest thing of all.